Good afternoon, he said, from Zetsterslab. Well, I'm back from my 3-day trip around the countryside, and I've never even touched my sketchbook. I was too busy taking photos, running around, looking at everything, just enjoying the scenery. Oh, it was just lovely. So now we're back home, and I just have this urge to do a painting of the whole trip. But very, very funny. Usually I will take out my photos and I will create a photo. Do a drawing, artwork from a photo, reference photo. But this time, I really just want to do an intuitive painting of the trip. What spoke to me, what touched me, just intuitively creating something. And I thought, well, I'm going to invite you to join me. So I must say, I started a while back, this morning or something. I'm back on my couch in front of the TV, on my kist, because it's so hot in my studio that I cannot get in there. It is crazy hot here, and the wind is howling outside. So I've got my little thing that's blowing wind on me and just trying to get cool. But I just have this overwhelming urge to create something. So I did actually glue some things. I walked into my little studio this morning, and I just saw a little piece of paper lying there. The wind blew it off. A little piece of a paper. And I just had this urge. I think it was this one. And I just thought, you know what? I want to glue it on top of my paper in my big A4 sketchbook, so that I can just, whenever I want to start with my intuitive artwork, I just want to have it there. I don't know. I just felt I need some things there. So I glued some other things on. And now what I remember of the trip, the most beautiful was the greenery. As we were traveling, it were the hills, many, many hills. I just took a pencil here. I don't know what it is. I don't care. I'm just doing some rolling hills, and I'm just making some marks randomly on my paper. I'm not thinking. I don't know why this paper is now not really in. So there you have it. My hills just randomly there. I wetted my paper, as you could see, to just make it more flowy. What I also actually took with, I put some ink in this, in my one paintbrush, because I didn't want to take my whole ink thing with. But these very cheap brushes, that you can fill with water and stuff. And I don't know why, but they just doesn't want to come out very easily. And I really don't want to be black, because this is really very black ink. Okay, I'm just throwing it up there on my paper. I'm just gonna go for the hills here and there, just making marks, not thinking. I don't want to think. I don't want a reference photo. I just want to experience the joy of just being in there, and just as husband is driving, he was driving and I was sitting next to him, and I cannot tell you how many times I wind the window up and down because of all the photos I took. It was crazy, but you know what? He's such a darling. He just let me do it. So now I'm going for a little bit of blue. The sky was this blue. Oh, it was just gorgeous. Kind of blue. But you know what? I don't feel like watercolors. Let me get to my acrylics. Luckily, I got them here. I'm just randomly gonna take a blue here, and I'm just gonna paint the sky. You can see there's lots going on there. It was the beautiful sky. Sometimes there were even little pieces of black in there, grays, lots of grays. And the hills at the back, they were kind of also more gray, more blue, darker than the beautiful greens in front. So I've got 3 greens here. But you know what? Let me get my palette knife. So we were driving, I was taking photos. It was just magnificent. And then we enter the country with the round houses, the Transkei, Zetsterslab, Transkei, that's what we call it when we were young. I mean, years back. Now they've got other names. Everything changes, you know. Nothing stays the same. So the names are now different, but the country is still the same. And you get these little green, round houses. Oh man, they are beautiful. All over the hilltops, you can just see these beautiful little. I mean, they're not so little when you go into them, but the local people, they have these little houses that they stay in. And all around the countryside, you see people walking. I remember there was this woman and her child walking. Oh, and I got the photo. I was so excited. They were just walking. I was just quickly grabbing my phone camera and just took the photo, and it came out perfectly. So once again, all those things I put on my Instagram. But as I say, this is new to me. I've never did intuitive art. I started doing it, a couple of weeks back, and I shared my journey with you. And this is just it. So now it's the first time ever that I am actually doing it. Some of my hairs are here. After a trip. And one time we were driving past this city. It was actually a local town. And I was too late with my camera. And the next minute I saw this beautiful, beautiful house. They are usually a kind of a bluish color. I don't know what, but I'm going to do it with a pen first. And right here next to the road, with a pencil, was this nice, beautiful, round house. And a mama, we call an older woman a mama in South Africa, especially in the townships. And there she was in front of her house. And she was just gorgeous. So I'm just putting her in here, but I will have to do it. This is not really actually working. But I immediately said, but I couldn't see her. I didn't take the photo, but I said, I'm going to remember it. And then I want to do a painting. And she was there with her beautiful dress and stuff, and in her garden, and there were clothes hanging on the washing line, and it was just the most beautiful scene. So I'm just giving her a red dress. She's in front of her home. I'm just gonna put the red there and just give it. There were flowers. As I say, once again, I'm just going. So it was a green. I don't really have the right color here, but I will do that later. It was a light bluish color, the house, and I think the little there, I'm just going to put a jean on the washing line, just something. I'm just going to apply some of the blue there in the sky, and I'm just creating this beautiful little scene. And I don't know where my black, there's some brown, so this is what really spoke to me. It was the green hills, the people, the homes. It was just so gorgeous. So I'm just creating something like this. There is some more stuff hanging. I'm just putting a little bit of brown there on the hillside. I'm gonna do the little roof, because many of the roofs were actually brown, but now you can see my I'm just adding that there. I'm gonna go for thicker brown there for the roof. Oh, and then some of these houses also had the red door. Oh, it was gorgeous. So you can see with the palette knife how easy it is to just make a little roof. And there's the you see, I still need my black. And now later, when this is drier, I will just add some white acrylics, and I'm just gonna make, look how nice it is when you take your palette knife and you put ink on the side, not ink, acrylic paint, and you just put it down like this, then you get a really nice line. So this is just my line. There you have it, a little bit of shading in front here, there at the house. There comes my finger, and then I'm just gonna go for, just to make it a little bit more darker there at the back, the heels. And so I think, I don't know, but intuitive art to me is, how does it make you feel? What do you feel? What was beautiful that you want to put down? And this is just the things. The woman there, oh, she was absolutely gorgeous. I mean, we were driving past, so I didn't have a lot of time to see her, but just the hint of her there in front. And I'm gonna give this house a red door, because that is what I can remember, that really, it was beautiful. She's there in front of her house with a red dress, walking towards her red door. There are some clothes, a dress hanging on the washing line, some little flowers. Oh, and there were so many. You just tip, 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 as I always tell the children. Just tip, tip, tip to make little flowers. There were lots of goats at one time. There was a bicycle standing in front of one house. And there are so many things. So I'm just going to go with a little bit of yellow also in this countryside, because some of these greens were a yellowy color. And I'm just adding my colors that I saw. It was just so beautiful. And then a little bit more flowers here in the front. And what I'm also gonna do is I am just going to, let me do this again. I'm taking my pastels again, my oil pastels, and I'm gonna try. And just with these oil pastels, oh, you see, this must be dry now, it's wet. I am just adding some little houses there in the background. So remember, the further back, the smaller the houses are. So I'm just putting some hints of little houses all over the place. There's really just, you will just have a little hint there. And that is it. I mean, this is good enough. But as I say, there's my little houses. I'll have to do it a little bit better. And not all the houses were round, but to me, the special of the whole thing was the round houses. So I am making all my little houses round. I'm an artist. This is my creation. I can do whatever blows my hair back. as my friend always says. So there you have it. Oh man, this is actually gorgeous. I'm going to pick it up. I will see if I can find white. There I have white. Just look at this. The little scene. It's exactly as beautiful as I remember it. I am just going to do a little bit of white in the, I'm going to wet it, just make some my sky a little bit more white, especially here there where I have my piece of paper. I don't want to see it all that clearly, but there you have it. Look at my beautiful. Don't think. This is, you must not think with this intuitive art. You must just go for it. So I'm now just, with my palette knife again, just making my little houses more prominent, even where they are really very small. Now my paper is a little bit. Okay, this was actually, but now it's a little bit late, but this, yep, there comes my better color. It was a light blue. So here you can see, oh, my little house is becoming a little bit more blue. I'm gonna go with my light brown again and just add the little duckies. We say in Afrikaans, the little roofs, and really once again they're very far, so it's just a little hint of a roof. And there you have it. Just some more. Oh gosh, this is actually coming along beautifully. I am going to put just some dots here and there, a little dot. Oh, I don't know. It's the goats walking there. It's the goats. It's the little bit of the little goats. This one's a little bit in front, so I think he needs some legs. But that is it, a little bit of white tip. And there you have it. Thanks that I can share my journey with you. Look at that. This is what we call the area in the Eastern Cape, the Transkei, the Zetsterslab, and that is prominent. It is so awesome. You just drive over a river and then these round houses, you will see them all over the place, and it is just absolutely beautiful. You'll see the rural people walking, and you'll see the washing on the lines, and absolute green. Oh, I love my green, the green grass, the hills. This is a typical scene. I love it. Thank you that I can share it with you. So this is new for me. I never done this, and I absolutely love it. So I used, as you can see, I started with watercolors, and then I said, no, this is not going to be thick enough and bright enough. So I went back and got out my my acrylics, I want to put just a little bit of orange here and there, just that's it, and make it orange. Just get the browns a little bit more color for the little houses, and then just tip a little bit of orange. Oh, you know me, I love orange. I love sunsets and sunrises. When we left here the morning, it was 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock actually. We woke up at 5 and the sun was coming up and it was just glorious. So this is just a picture of my sun coming up, the sun coming up on the beginning of our trip. He said from Zetsterslab, and always, if I can, you can. Just go for it. Just go and sit. No expectation, no stress, nothing. I am just taking my pen now, and I am just, it actually works quite well. And I'm just making little doors just to make it a little bit more but now also, you know, you gotta stop. Don't overwork. I don't want to overwork this. I just want it to be a hint of what I saw, what I experienced, and just what I absolutely love. I'm just doing some pen marks here. That is it. Just let me just... I love this. Why not? It's my painting. I can do whatever I want. Because that was... I've lost my... marks that I did with the pencil. So I'm just going... just making some marks. Well, it's done. I'm not going to touch it again. Oopsie. There you have it. Love you lots. Is it from Zetsterslab?